What is good, YouTube? Quinway basketball analysis coming to y'all with that quick analysis on Trevor Ariza getting moved from the rebuilding Oklahoma City Thunder. The Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder are finalizing a trade for Trevor Ariza for Meyers Leonard and a 2027 second round pick. Leonard will waive his no trade clause, which he possesses due to the 1 year Bird restriction on his deal, which is the Larry Bird restriction. Leonard will almost certainly be waived by the Thunder as he's out for the season with a shoulder injury and was also sanctioned by the NBA for his use of an anti Semitic slur. Ariza has not played since March 2020 and has remained away from the Thunder this season after he was traded multiple times in the offseason. Ariza is on a $12.8 million aspiring contract, which is pretty much good for the Miami Heat because they get not only do they get out of the Meyers Leonard contract, they get a guy like Trevor Ariza who they have been interested in throughout the season. They obviously picked up guys like Andre Iguodala and the Jimmy Butler so they can be able to switch everything while also having length and mobility to guard multiple positions while covering space and having a guy that can be a solid defender and also can knock down the three ball and is a guy that doesn't get in the way. He knows his role. He knows what he's out there to do. Can play some forward from time to time, depending on what lineup is out there on the opposing team and what lineup they have out there for Eric Spoelstra. I don't think that this trade is game breaking. I think that you rather have Trevor Ariza than Meyers Leonard, not because he's on an aspiring contract. It's because Meyers Leonard is going to give you absolutely nothing because he's already out for the season because of his shoulder injury. So that was unfortunate. He was a solid player for them, but at the end of the day, you need bodies, and the Heat are on an uprise right now as they have finally got above 500. They have gotten into the playoff spot. I didn't really have no doubts really about this team. I felt like they'll figure it out once everybody gets healthy and they play good enough basketball when they was never really out of it. And it was really never a time to really panic. And once they got Jimmy Butler back, everything fell into place. Bam, to me, got stronger. I feel like he started taking more tough shots. He started spending his game. And I think that helps because if you're going to pay Bam all the money that they have gave him, you do need him to be better. You don't want Bam just to be the same player. You want Bam to be dominant. You want Bam to be the best version of himself. And missing Jimmy Butler forced Bam to do more. And he averaged a career high in points and assists, and he was rebounded. He had to do more because he didn't have Jimmy Butler there, and it helped him become stronger, and it helped change his mentality from time to time what he needed to do because of how the responsibility and the load that was put on him with Jimmy and a lot of these guys being out. And to me, it helped him. You know, he wasn't an all-star this year, which was unfortunate, but the learning experience, the growth, and also the ability to have the different mentalities depending on what you have out there really shapes and molds you into a player that can have different perspectives and different mentalities when he's on the court and when he's off the court and how he sees the game and how he reads the game. And he didn't really have those opportunities too much the last couple of years because he was always a role player and he was always a guy that helped make guys eat jobs easier and a guy that can help balance out the flow of the team on offense and defense. And now they needed him to do a little bit more offensively because of Jimmy being out for so long. And to me, I liked it, Bam. I was like, ooh, I like Bam. I like what he's doing. He's hitting game winners. I mean, hitting buzzer beaters. He's taking tougher shots. He's relying a little bit more on that jumper. And I was feeling it, and I was liking it. Like, this is the Bam that they needed in the finals if they wanted to win the title. And it's good that you might have it now because if Jimmy Butler doesn't go out, he wouldn't have to do that. If Jimmy Butler doesn't go out, he wouldn't be doing it. And to see him actually be able to do it, and that builds your confidence, knowing that you can take those shots, or you're not afraid to take those shots, or you knowing you need to take those shots because the team needs you to do it. That helps you as a player, and it was exciting to watch Bam take that responsibility and take that role and really flourish in it. I know they didn't get too many wins, but Bam was amazing this year so far, and I really want to see what he can do in the future because you're going to need guys to step up and you're going to need guys to play at a high level if they want to win the title in Miami. Some people say they're a piece away. Some people say just wait till the young guys develop and they can become better in the future and that will raise their ceiling. Obviously, they brought majority of the same team back, and it has been pretty successful so far as they a top six seed in the East, and they have the ability to move up. When the Heat came into this season, I was high on them. I thought that playing in the finals, they played their best basketball in the playoffs, and I feel like Jimmy Butler was playing his best basketball in the finals. And coming into the season, playing a lot of basketball and being fresh, I thought would help them. And they had a lot of things that they didn't expect and a lot of things that occurred that really slowed them down. But they never quit. They never gave up. They kept pushing. They kept fighting. And even if games was blowouts, they came back in them. Or they made them interesting. Or they made it tough to beat them. And those are the things you want to see from a team that's trying to aspire to win a title. The never give up, the never quit mentality, the fighting mentality, and that's what they embodied and that's what they was about throughout the season. And now for them to finally get to 500, finally get back into a playoff spot and not take it for granted by continuing to win since they've been able to get back to that spot. Now it's about how you finish. If they can go back to the Heat that was figuring it out when it mattered the most, this is the time to do it. Everybody's coming back. Everybody's ready to go. Everybody had to losing. Everybody feeling like they playing their best ball again. This is the time to stay healthy, stay away from the COVID, and just focus on hooping and focusing on developing, growing your game, and playing together. And I feel like that's what the Heat have been doing the last 3 weeks. And them having no All Stars give them even more motivation to show that this team is a threat and that they're not a fluke because they made it to the finals last year. So I never gave up on them, never doubted them, never believed that they had to make a trade, never thought that they would be desperate enough to make one, and they didn't. They stayed pat, and the guy that they moved was the guy that couldn't even really play this year anyway because of injury. And now they get a veteran that knows his game, knows what he brings to the table, knows that he has an opportunity to play on a team that can win, and they're going to utilize him the way other teams have done, and they're going to expect him to be great. They're going to want him to be great, and they want him in because they've been targeting him throughout the whole last couple months. So he's wanted. They feel like they got a good role for him, and they're not tied to him long term. If it doesn't work out, or he doesn't play well, or they feel like they can go in a different direction, they can now do that because his contract is expiring. So you get an able body, you get another wing, which you need against the Celtics, you need against the Nets and stuff like that. And now you have another one at your disposal. And that's something that is a luxury in this league, and the Heat got a couple of them. So they loaded up on the right stuff. And now it's just about seeing what they can do within the next couple months and seeing if they can have a chance to get into Eastern Conference Finals and play their game again, and maybe they can make it back to the finals. So it's going to be interesting to see what this Heat team is and what they will be as the season continues to go on. And I like how they have stayed together. I like how they have kept everything inside. I like that they have really pushed their pedal to the metal, and they have become one of the better teams in the NBA again. And this is the Heat that we wanted to see last year, but we got it later that year, and they're showing you that they're not a fluke right now. They are one of the best teams in the league, and now it's about how many wins can they get and where can they finish. They started off a little ugly. They had a little, blurriness in the middle, and let's see how they finish the season in the end. So, other than that, I think this is another solid pickup for them, and I think that this is a move that is low risk. You know what you get in Trevor Ariza. You know what he's about, and if it don't work out, let him go and find somebody else this off season, and roll with the punches. Other than that, I have really enjoyed this team and seeing guys like Tyler Hero change his role and Goran Dragic, a guy that people really didn't know will he be worth the money and was he really a waste because of the things that they've been going through this year, and seeing how well he has played and seeing the roles that he has accepted and seeing how Duncan and Tyler has still become the guys that they need them to be, and they still have a little bit of inconsistency problems, but they're still young. they're still figuring things out, and hopefully that can balance itself within the next couple of years if they keep them around long term. So to me, the Heat are in a good situation, and they made the best out of the situation and learned and grown as a team so far this season. And last year losses, not just in the regular season but in the finals, and that's the type of thing you want to see if they're going to keep their main pieces together. And now it's just about seeing what do you need as a unit and as a team to get or to do to get you to that level where you can actually win the championship. And that's what we have to see what the Heat will be and what they would do since they have Jimmy Butler and Bam locked down for a couple years as a duo. Um, Now it's just about seeing how they, put these last couple steps together within the next 1 to 2 years to get one of them Larry Bryants to come back to Dade County, aka Miami, and see if they can win a title. Butler got a team to the finals already, but can he be the best player on the championship team? That's what we're going to find out. That's what we're going to see. But one thing I will say is he been balling, getting the rebounds, getting the assists, and scoring a whole lot of points. This is the Jimmy Butler that we seen in the finals, and you know he rolling right now. Same with Bam. So other than that, hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. This is the last video for today. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. Other than that, I'm going.